Well, hello everyone. It's the month of February has ended, and so now it's time to bring another video blog to you to try and catch up on some of the goings-on in this past month. Actually, this past month of February was surprisingly less active month than we're accustomed to. Active, of course, is a relative term, but in terms of what we are used to from month to month, we had something of a slowdown. We had our board of directors that came in for about 3 days, and we had a chance to go over all of the Theosophical Society's business. In the Chicago area, they were famous for going into cigar-filled back rooms. We go into an incense-filled conference room, the Kern room, although it's not incense-filled. And we just get a chance to spend about 3 days catching up on what's going on in different parts of the section, the TS's finances, and try and project forward into what it is we're looking toward for the society. So that happens twice a year in February, which last year we had flowers blooming in February. This year we've had some of the coldest weather in recent memory. I'll get a chance to show you a little bit of that because we had something of a mishap right in the middle of the board meeting that drew us all outside into the sub-zero weather. Also, because there weren't a lot of other activities going on, I'm going to get a chance to bring you up to speed on some of our conferences that are coming up in the summer. Actually from May all the way through to July. We have some very, very good conferences, very high quality people coming in. Something you're hearing about and will be hearing more of. The election for the international president, you should be getting your ballots any day now. Actually, by the time you see this, probably most of you will have gotten them. They went out this past week. So a bunch of things that we'll bring you up to speed on, but here they are. To the extent that we have some pictures, I'll be showing them to you now. So enjoy. So in February, we have our board meetings 2 times a year. In July and in February, we meet. So we were in the Kern room, and then we were also in the auditorium. This particular photo is TPH having fun during the course of their presentation about the work at the publishing house. While he was here, Ed Abdul, we had him speak at the Chicago group in downtown Chicago. Whenever we get the board members here, we always try and have some of them stay over to speak. We also had him do a Thursday evening lecture, and it was quite well received, on the Mahatmas, his new book. It's been quite cold over the course of the past winter, probably one of the coldest winters we have had. During the course of the board meeting, we had an interesting thing to happen. A little fire drill. It wasn't a drill, it was a real incident. So what had happened was that the vent in the kitchen had gotten stopped up and set off the carbon monoxide detector. It was 8 degrees below zero. So when the fire alarm went off, children, board members, everybody had to go outside.
The vent might be capped with frost, so when he lit everything up, a little smoke came out, took the fan and all came back, and set off to set the sensor off and get everybody out.
Can we go back in? Everybody, back in! Back in.
So we also had a chance to celebrate Valentine's Day. It's become something of a habit each year. We recognize the day and use it as an occasion just to kind of get together and eat sweets. So as usual, it was a good time, good conversation. Some of our board members were still with us at the time. And just got a chance for some of the people to show off their cooking skills and just to share time together. This year, our conference season begins in May with the Inter-American Theosophical Federation, which gathers members from all over Latin America and North America. It's always a lively conference, and it'll be translated into Spanish and English. Our July Summer National Convention promises to be excellent, really. Science and the experience of consciousness is the topic, and we've gathered some top scientists from all around the world, really, are going to be speaking to us. Dr. Eben Alexander, who wrote the #1 New York Times best-selling book about his near-death experience, really his death experience, called Proof of Heaven, is going to be joining us. He is quite the recognized author and has been featured on no less than Oprah Winfrey Show recently. We will also be joined by Dr. Amit Goswami, who is a Quest Books author and a theoretical physicist who is quite well known for his work in the movie What the Bleep Do We Know, and his various publications, most recently about quantum activism. Dr. Dean Radden, the senior research scientist for the Institute of Noetic Sciences, and author of his most recent book is Supernormal. He will be here. We'll also be joined by Uma Krishnamurthy, Dr. Uma Krishnamurthy, who is a psychiatrist who has based her practice on the Vedic scriptures. She is one of my personal favorites whenever she does get a chance to come in her busy world-traveling schedule. We will also be having Russell Targ, who is a Quest Books author. The Reality of ESP is his most recent book. And he's also an American physicist, ESP researcher, and one of the pioneers in the earliest development of the laser. And then our own Vic Hao Chin will be joining us from the Philippines, and he will be contributing to the program as well. So clearly you can see this promises to be really one of the best programs that we have ever had on hand. So I'd like for you to all make plans to be here. There is still room to register, although we've pretty much filled up for the occupancy here in the building. Immediately following our Summer National Convention will be Education for a New Humanity, which is an international educational conference that has never before happened. So the conference is going to involve representatives from the Krishnamurti schools, representative from the Waldorf schools of Rudolf Steiner, who was a Theosophist and the president of the German section. We're going to have Montessori education. We're going to have Vic Hao Chin representing the Golden Link schools in the Philippines. And we're going to have the Raja yoga system of education represented by the Point Loma group out of Holland. So not only are they going to be presenting their own individual disciplines and approaches to education, but they're going to be engaged in a dialogue, which is the part that has not before occurred. So it should be something that really is going to be quite productive. We already have educators and parents who are signing up for the program. I invite you to do the same. Also, we're going to have Joseph Cornell, who is an internationally known educator who bases his educational model on nature. So he's going to be training in terms of exercises and games and things like that that can be incorporated into adult as well as adolescent and childhood education. So it's something new, but it's something that I think is really quite needed. Some sort of form of discussion of educating what's going to be the new humanity. So that's what we have lined up, a whole bunch of things on the slate. So we look forward to your participation. And at the very minimum, you'll be hearing about all of these things here in the future. So thanks for listening. I leave you with a couple of fine images from right here at Olcott. If you'd like to register for any of these conferences, the web address where you can do all of that right online is at the bottom of the screen with the pictures that follow.